OverDose vapes. Keep your coils tight. Keep your wicks wet. If you're looking for new flavors, all about the clouds, bro. Filling up a clear road, we're dripping on the sub-ohm. Reviews for the juice while Trevor Josh posts viewed on YouTube. And prepare for overdose.
But they sent us out something really interesting. Dell contacted us, wanted to know if we wanted to look at this new funky 160. You might have heard of this. This is a resin plate, interchangeable resin plate, regulated mod.
As you can see, I have one green plate and one red plate.
Me too.
So does he.
Excellent.
We switched plates, yo.
We swapped some plates.
So that's kind of cool. You can buy those plates, kind of change the look of your mod whenever you want.
$20 gets you a separate set of plates.
Okay.
They come with one set. They have different colors, so you can get like me and Josh got a red one and a green one. Yeah. But then you can get for $20 you can get more plates to go along with them.
Mix and match, and fucking match it with your outfit if you need to.
Definitely.
Shit.
It has the look. So we'll get into more of this, but it has the look of a stab wood mod. The stabilized wood, which are hundreds of dollars.
Without the price.
Without the price.
Yeah.
These are running $50 at Vape Lab.
Yeah. And they go up to 160 watts.
Yep.
And that's a true 160.
True 160.
Yeah.
It rocks the 160, no problem.
Yeah.
It takes two 18650s. Let's go close, check out the actual device, and then we'll get into it. There are differences here. Like if you look at mine is actually gunmetal, and Josh's is straight stainless.
Oh yeah.
So there's a difference in colors for the actual metal parts of the mod. But we'll get into that here in a second. Let's go close. Close to the funky 160. This packaging really just screams old school clone packaging to me. Everything from the font that they use here, in the embossed silver writing, to the actual packaging itself. The packaging is not the strong suit on this mod, but rarely is the packaging the strong point for a mod, and that doesn't matter at all in the long run. So you're going to slide this off inside. It looks nice. Here's you're greeted with this beautiful resin plate. When I first saw this, I'm like, oh my god, stab wood, but of course it's not stabilized wood. For this price point, it is obviously resin plates, but interchangeable resin plates, as you'll see here in a second. All right, so inside the package you'll get a registration card as well as a manual, and the manual is pretty in-depth, but it's fairly unnecessary. So this is how mine came, with this red, stabilized wood-esque resin plate, which I find highly, highly attractive. Mine is gunmetal gray, the actual metal part of the mod is, whereas Josh's was quite a bit more shiny, kind of glossy stainless steel. So, mine came with red, Josh's came with green. It had a radically different look to it. But since this is an interchangeable plate system, and you can buy extra plates for it, we went ahead and swapped one plate each, just to play around and kind of have a funky 160. So yeah, gunmetal, very, very well constructed, feels durable, feels sturdy, has a great feel in the hand. It's a little boxy, but it's honestly a little too heavy for me to take out as a daily mod. But as just a nice conversation piece, as a nice home mod with plenty of power, or something in the car, or something for the office, this is going to provide all the power that I would need. 160 watts is quite a bit, and just looks really, really classy. Made by Aleader. It's got the nice the logo there printed, stamped into the metal. Some nice venting here, quite a bit of venting, which is always great when you're dealing with volatile battery cells. And this does take two 18650s, and it's only $50. You can charge the cells. It has a quick charge thing, so you can charge them via USB here. Of course, personally, I never trust these chargers. There's no reason not to, but I never use these chargers to charge my mods. I always take the batteries out, which you can do very, very easily here. It's magnetic plates, and I charge them on a regular battery charger. So here's the buttons. One of my favorite parts of this mod are the buttons. The big power button here, it is so tactile. It has such a good feedback. Just listen. These buttons are like the clickiest buttons I've seen in ages. That is just so nice. And just the way the power button is like protruding just slightly. It is not flush with the mod. I just really like the way it feels. So you go ahead and pop off the plates. There is the battery sled, Funky 160 with your serial number. Mine is 0372. You can pop off this back plate with a little bit more effort. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's the menu powering on, right? The smallest touch of this battery is causing it to go out. It's just not in there snug. And these are LG HB6s. You know, these are not the most common cells. I use these a lot because they have a higher amp limit, and I use a lot of mech mods. These have a really low, what do you call it? A really low milliamp hour, you know, so they don't last very long. So they're not the batteries you would want to use for this mod anyways. But the reality is if you have these batteries, I have trouble with them in this mod. They just do not seat well. Okay. See, this is the issue that I have with my mod. Okay, set to 160 watts. As you can see, there's a lot of information here on the screen. It's going to tell you that your voltage, your ohm load, your amps that you're drawing. It has a separate battery. It has a separate battery meter for each battery, which I love that so much. You know, it says standard right now. You can set it to powerful, where you know it'll be even more powerful, or less. There's like a low mode where it's like a little less rowdy. It does temperature control, all that stuff, and you navigate all that through the menu, and you can learn all that stuff in the manual as well. It's not hard. It's a lot of like holding down. Well, basically, it's just holding down both the up and down buttons, and that's going to cause this part, you know, the top part there, to start flashing on and off, and then you're just going to hit power button, and that's going to drop you down in the menu, you know, powerful, and then up here, you know, power mode, temp mode, you know, power and temp, and then we can drop down there, stainless steel, nichrome, titanium, or nickel, I mean. So it goes from nickel, stainless steel, titanium. Okay, so we hit the power button again. It's going to bring us back up to the top. We hit the, we're going to go to power mode. Hit the button one more time. Takes us down to standard. And then we can also do powerful, which is, you know, like a little bit more rowdy, or, you know, vice versa. We can go to, oh, well, shit. Hit the buttons again, hit the power, takes us down to powerful, or soft. Soft is the other setting that you can use there, you know, but like, of course, like I was saying, like, I would never use soft. So let's go ahead and set it back to, okay, hit the power button. It's not the easiest menu to navigate, I'm going to be totally honest. Okay, I'm going to go to standard, hit the power button to lock it in, and just let it sit, and then it will stop blinking, you know. So yeah, this, you know, it's not the best menu system to navigate for different settings, but if you're just using it for wattage mode, the wattage goes up and down very quickly. I have no problem with that. It does operate past 100. It does operate in 1 watt increments, but below 100 it operates in tenths. So, you know, you could have 95.6 watts. Okay. All right. You know, the 510 is very nice. I've had no problems fitting everything on there.
We're back. You saw the ins and outs Travis showed you.
You know, it's got all the features and all the look of something that is much more expensive.
Yes, absolutely. $50. That's not bad for a 160 watt mod. That works. I love the screen. A big fan of the screen. It's just got so much information.
Each battery has its own separate, you know, meter to tell you how much is left.
Tell you how your battery's draining, making sure they're draining somewhat at the same rate.
It's got a puff meter, which I always thought was kind of worthless, but it also has an ohm reader, of course. But then it also, when you hit the button, it'll tell you how many volts you're using for the wattage and your ohms, and also how many amps you're drawing.
Yeah.
Which is like a lot of really great information to have when you're using something like this.
Absolutely.
There's everything I like about it.
It feels good in the hand. It's
a little boxy.
It's a little heavy with the batteries in there. But if you was walking alone on the street and you had a problem, it would work for one of those.
It's like carrying a brick.
Yeah.
This isn't really something I would take with me to walk around with.
Right. Especially because it's drawing just from two 18650s.
Yeah.
So you want to be careful with that.
Yeah, you can suck those batteries dry in a matter of fucking hours, really, you know.
Yeah. So, more of a home mod. It looks nice. It looks beautiful. I love the look of it. And, you know, we switched our plates, and it's like a whole new mod, man. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool.
So, like my boy said, you could cash out on another $20 and get two completely different plates, and it's a completely different mod.
Yep.
I think it's a great device. I think it works. It does what it's supposed to. I think it's priced well. Customizable, that's great. I really love the window. I mean, I really do.
The screen.
The screen.
The screen is excellent.
Yeah, it's great.
And the buttons are great. Like the power button is really nice. I love this power button.
Button works perfect. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So there's a couple problems that I had with... the first problem that I had, I didn't really know if it was a problem or not. And after putting the batteries on the charger, I don't think it's actually a huge problem. Is that the batteries, and I've used several different sets, they drain at different rates. Now that might be normal, it might not be normal. And when I put them on my actual charger, they come out at the same voltage. And so maybe this is just a flaw with this device itself, in that it reads the batteries wrong.
Or it reads them very accurately, and that's just where they're at.
And then maybe my battery charger does not read them as accurately. I don't know.
And you know, I was thinking it might just mean that one of the batteries is a little older, and so it puts out a little slower.
But I have used batteries that I know I got at the same time.
Right.
But still, I mean, they could be worn differently. I don't match my batteries most of the time because I use a lot of tube mods.
The funny part is if it didn't have that, if it didn't show both batteries as percentages, we wouldn't worry about it at all.
No.
Like we wouldn't even think about it.
And I've also had some problems with certain batteries. I'm using these blue. I think they're LGs. Yeah. I'm using these blue LGs 25Rs or Samsung 25Rs. I mean, they're not LGs. But I have used the red LGs, and they did not on this right side. The battery would not seat properly, and so it wouldn't make a connection. And I could wiggle it around to make a connection, but then as soon as I put the plate back on, it would go off because it wasn't making a proper connection. So that could just be my mod, but it's something I did notice. The inside's very clean. I got no problem. I got no problem with the well. You know, it is very well laid.
The magnets on the plates work perfectly.
Very well, yeah.
You know, they're not going to pop off. They're not going to. You know, you got to try to take them off. So that's good.
And this does temperature control. I did try that out for a whole day. It seems to function about as well as a $50 mod's temperature control would work. You know, temperature control is not something I'm huge into, but I did want to try it out, and it does seem to function on a basic level. So
good.
Yeah. Good. But I think the star of the show is the 160 watts, the regular power mode, and the looks of it, I think, are definitely what people are going to go after.
Yeah.
This. Yeah.
And I'm just glad that they're starting to make hardware. I think that's great.
Yeah. I don't know if this is something they made, or if it's something that was commissioned by them, or if it's just something they got their hands on first. But, you know, as far as I can tell, they are the only people that have this right now.
Yep.
So, and for $50, I mean, I'm going to give it, I'm going to give it a 4, because I think for the price, I think it's worth picking up. Now, I don't think this thing does anything special. You know, honestly, it doesn't. But I think that the looks kind of carry it over the line from a 3 to a 4 for me. Yeah. Because I think a lot of people are just going to want to grab this because it's a nice showpiece, and it's not going to break the bank. Right. You know.
And I'm probably sticking at the 3 because I would probably keep it indoors, keep it in the house. So I would make sure I didn't run out of batteries unless I wanted to bring 2 extra batteries, which I don't usually like to do.
It's very limited. But, you know, in a lot of ways, it's limited.
Yeah. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It feels good. It's well made. You know, no issues really.
And 24mm devices like my Goon here sit on there very nice. There's no overhang or anything.
Perfect.
And the same with, you know, Josh is using the Scion there, and it's 24mm and it looks great on there.
Perfect. So. Yep. Lovely. Lovely.
Lovely.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. And thank you so much to Vape Wild for sending this out, and to Dale, you're wonderful.
Yep.
And we're going to miss Skyline Vapor, but we're glad to see that they will live on via Vape Wild. So, you know.
Absolutely. Check that link.
Definitely.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, and if you guys, so Dale wanted me to tell you guys, if you use the coupon code WELCOME10 when you're checking out at Vape Wild, you can get yourself a free bottle of liquid, and you will only have to pay for shipping. But if you were to buy this mod, right, which is $50, anything over $30 spent on Vape Wild, you get free shipping. And so if you bought this mod, basically you can get a free bottle of juice as well. Right. You just have to use the code WELCOME10, all one word. And
I believe it also works if you buy $30 worth of juice.
Oh yeah.
You'll get an extra bottle of juice, no shipping.
No shipping. As long as you use the code WELCOME10,
WELCOME10.
Then they'll let you pick another bottle.
Write that down. WELCOME10.
WELCOME10.
You ain't gonna remember it.
Nope. But you can come back and watch this video again.
That's right.
We won't hate on that.
Yeah, boy. Thanks for joining us, man. We love it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And please keep close tight.
Keep those wicks wet. Wet.
Off.